Nichols came in to say hello before. We got Jamia, Nisi, good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing this Sunday morning? We good today? How are we doing? We're going to get it together this morning. Y'all know I drink coffee, right? So I did a pot of coffee. I put my coffee in here and I put my creamer in it. My creamer has made my coffee lukewarm. I don't like it. Um, so yeah, if you can hear me, can you shoot me a thumbs up in the chat so I know you can hear me okay? Good morning, party guardian peeps. I had a lot of fun yesterday. I want to do some stuff today. We're going to cover, thank you, Jamie. We're going to cover a topic. We're going to cover a topic, but I also want to do a little activity with you guys. Kind of like, I just want to see if something works. Good morning, Donzel. So, you remember the coleus that I did cuttings from my GreenStalk? We're going to do something with the coleus today, right? Oh, good morning, Gina. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, and that's what we're going to do. So let me put up a poll real quick. I just want to know, are you ready for it? So, good morning, Charlene. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, I put a poll up there, and I can't take the poll, but I'm ready. So, I went over, it's been just raining a lot here, so the air conditioner might be bothering y'all, but y'all know heat rises, and my office over in this house is in the third floor, right? So I've started the garden here, and I was outside kind of trying to put it together. Well, the mosquitoes, y'all, the mosquitoes in New Jersey are just they different. They swarm around you, and they just want to eat you alive. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. But speaking of fall, I have approximately 75 days or so until my first frost. Now, I don't think the first frost is gonna be a bad frost, but it's a frost nonetheless, and it could kill some plants. So Charlene is saying she's still harvesting watermelons, tomatoes, and okra. Oh my goodness, good for you. What kind of watermelon do you have? Um, the mosquitoes have drinking straws out there. Listen, it make no sense. And they just love, they don't mess with my husband, but they mess with me a lot. So I asked him, I was like, husband, yes, I do talk to him this way. Can you please spray for the mosquitoes? You know what he said to me? Well, they not bothering me, but they bothering me though. That should be all that it matters, is that they bothering me. So hopefully he does something for these mosquitoes soon. Sweet crimson sweet yellow dolls and sugar baby. That sounds delicious. You hear me? Delicious. So we're gonna do some things. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna set another goal today. We did really good with the goals yesterday. I was extremely happy. We did a lot of celebrating. Um, and just so y'all know, we use these goals to help do stuff for the garden. So because I hit some goals yesterday, I did some things. Brother, mosquitoes are not friendly, and when you come here, we're gonna sit you right outside to see how friendly you think these mosquitoes are. Okay? Maybe we let you sleep up here with the windows up. How about that? So let's almost, I'm gonna get started in a minute. I like to give everybody a little 5 minute warm up here to say hello to everybody, do all the things. Did you guys check out the little short that we did? My brother thinks he's the best gardener in the world, and I love that for him because he's a little hydroponic gardener, the one and only, as he would say, plant daddy. Okay, so yeah, as of today, I have approximately 75 days till my first frost date. So if you were me, you've been using mosquito bits and it's really helped. I think I ran out of mosquito bits, but that might be something that I have to do again, right? Because yeah, I get ate up. So you see the little plant rack back there? I don't know if you can kind of see it. Let me twist the camera. Um, Brother, can you handle that for me? Yeah. You see the little plant rack back there? We I got it. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you a lot. So let me take it from top chat, go to live chat. Um, Not little hydroponic gardener. You know, he has two, right? He has two um he has two hydroponic systems and he's doing amazing with them. All right. Shane, you got to go. All right. He has two hydroponics and he's doing great with them. And so that's why I said he thinks he's the best gardener in the world. And I love that for him. And he should have that confidence, right? You're pretty bad in your garden as well. You're zone 7B, Middle Tennessee. They love the south temperatures. It's pretty hot down there, right? So I'm 6B, 7A. Um, Charlene, I don't know if you're new here, but everybody, um, let's drop our grow zones in the chat so that we all know where we're coming from. Grow zones in your location, like, so I'm 6B, 7A, New Jersey. Let me type that in so that everybody can see. And yeah, there you go, Ohio. So Gina, you have fairly similar weather as me, right? And so 10B, woof, it's hot. So Jamie, I think you and my brother have, but he doesn't do outdoor gardening. He does the hydroponics. One day we're gonna get him into some outdoor gardening. Maybe he'll buy himself a GreenStalk and garden outside. Zone 6-7, Pennsylvania 6B. So Chanel, me, and we have some similar grow zones out here. Nisi 8A. Nisi, you and my grandmother have similar grow zones. I think she's 8B though. I don't know the real difference between A and B, but when I looked it up, that's what it said. So we're what, 7 minutes in, 7, 8 minutes in. Let me do my ground rules, just in case another troll decides they want to come in here. Number one, my moderators are the best moderators in the world, and they will put you out if you don't talk about relevant stuff or if you're just being a troll. Don't spam the chat. Don't do any of that stuff. They will put you out, okay? Chanel, look at this. I did something for you yesterday. I hope it works. Um, Chanel doesn't have video content, but she has picture content on her page, and she replies, "Oh, brother, it's not working. Is it working? There we go." So Chanel loves the garden. Chanel now has a command, so I'm gonna check her out. She has stuff on her page, like pictures of all her stuff in her garden. It's amazing. She's amazing, and she sends me goodies, and then I send her goodies, and she likes it. My brother, Four Seasons, Shelly, Shelly's Homestead Hideaway, CC's Texas Garden, all the things, right? And foraging, right? Those are my moderators. They will put you out. Number two, hit the like button on your way in so that you don't forget on your way out. Appreciate all the likes and comments and everything. Number three, I love the interaction this morning. I like it when people talk back to me. Makes the stream go by super duper quick. And we do all that other stuff. Emil J. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Pine Hill, New Jersey, 7A, 7B. Very similar, okay? So, what else? This is I think I said PG-13 chat. We're going to keep it clean over here. And we're going to talk and do some things and do all that. And the goals are here because I can. And I like the goals. And when I hit the goals, I buy things for the garden. Let me show you what I bought. So yes, I did buy some things after stream yesterday. So you remember those pebbles that we were talking about? I'm not going to put the hydroponic system together with the pebbles today. Those pebbles that who Four Seasons and somebody else was, I think it was J.K. Gardner. We're talking about the pebbles where you put your seeds in, and I think it should work similar for, I'm going to show you in a second, Chanel. I think it should work similar to what Natalie from The Fresh Princess does on her channel with her hydroponics. She wets the pebbles really good and she germinates them on paper towels, and once they get a little small root, she puts them in pebbles and then puts them in her different methods. I don't know if it's cracky or not, but my intention is not use my hydroponic system. I'm going to put the pebbles in the baskets that go in my hydroponic systems, put the not rooted plants, but the sprouted plants inside the pebbles and see what happens. It's going to be a test, right? So, and you guys are going to live through this test with me, and that's just what we're going to do. So we have a poll up. Go in and take the poll. If you haven't already, take the poll this morning. We're at the top of the morning, and let's see who is ready for the fall. Because there's a few things that we need to do for the fall that I want to make sure everybody is doing. Sounds very interesting, Chanel. I can't wait. So before we get into today's topic, let me show you guys these pebbles. So yes, I do like to roll them around in my office, and it's going to be great. So some of my fall seedlings are in hydroponics. Let me show you really quick. I showed yesterday, but I'll show you guys again today, right? So up here, I have lettuce that I'm starting, right? Lettuce. Here, I think yesterday we put some lettuce and some purple lady pak choi. So that's in there. That just got started yesterday, right? So this one just got started yesterday. This one down here, if you can kind of see, has broccoli. I need to go in and thin them out. So that has broccoli, some kale, some cabbages in there. I can go ahead and remove some of these domes, I think. I'll come back and put them up later for the things. When they get past the sticker is when, I don't know if you can kind of see it, but when they get past the sticker, that's when I remove my domes. So I'm not going to separate these seedlings this time. You guys know Jacqueline kind of taught me how to separate the seedlings, but we're not doing that. We're going to just take my snips and thin these out. So I'll get the other ones later. But what I also did, so let's turn this light on here. See if you guys can kind of see. These are the GreenStalk seedling trays. Shameless plug, I am an affiliate. My code is Farmer Chaz. So if you want the plugs, the seedling trays, there we go. Looks like we got a little bit of germination if you kind of look here. So check it out. We got some germination and action in there. I'm going to come in and spray these. That office is looking really cozy. I'm going to put this back on here for now, and we'll come back later on in the stream, because what I want to do is kind of prop these up. I think I see some action in here too, a little bit. These are the Blue Max, so check that out. Right? So I need to spray this soil too. That's the other thing. And I like these seedling trays because they clip right in. Okay, so we got some action here too. Soil's it's kind of dry. So got my little mister here. Spray the soil at the top. And they're seeding on a heat mat. So what I am gonna do, dampen it real good, because it, like I said, heat rises and it gets a little moist up here, right? So if you want to see how I planted and what I planted in these seed trays, I have a video dropping today. But check out these little plant tags, right? They're also on sale. They're very new, and actually they just released a couple days ago. So if you like the tags, get them. They're reusable. They're thick. Even if you write on them with permanent marker, they will come off. I'll show you. They come in a resealable baggie just like this. I love it. And I love that for me that they sent them to me. So thank you to GreenStalk. Oh man, no seedling surgery? Not today, Chanel, but we are going to have some seedling surgery. So what was I talking about? The pebbles. Let me show you the pebbles. Those tags are, yes, I love those tags. So They're clay pebbles. Um, I don't know how to say them properly. Lecha, I don't know. But I bought a bag of pebbles, right? And I'm gonna try the crack key method. You'll be ordering some. I hope if you order them, you use my code. It's Farmer Chaz. But if you click the link, um, maybe it's in the video description. The link will apply a $10 discount for anything that's 75 or more. And anything that you order $75 or more, you get free shipping. All right. And there's a lot of stuff in there. So I have to go in there, and I might go at the end of the stream to order myself a heat mat and some other things. But yeah. Yes. So I ordered them on after stream yesterday, and I got them yesterday afternoon. So I got a bag of pebbles, and we might try to use some in a project that I'm going to do this morning, right? So how many of you, hey, that's my art, how many of you remember the coleus that we took from the GreenStalk, right? So let me hold it up for you guys. Remember the coleus? It has rooted. It has rooted. Check it out, rooted. And let me show you guys something that I also bought yesterday. Let me show you. I think they're cute. I treated myself. Let's see. Hey, JK. That was very fast. That was very fast. So I bought 2 of these, right? And I might even put pebbles in here, now that I think about it. If I can get this little styrofoam out. So these are, y'all know I'm not really a houseplant girl. I have a houseplant, but I'm not a houseplant girl. See there? And I'm wondering if I can keep the coleus indoors in these jars with water, or if I should try to put water and pebbles in here. So let me know. So let me see if I can take out one of them that's bigger. Check out those roots. And maybe I should put more than one in, but I want to kind of keep them as houseplants because I heard that you could. Now, this is an experiment, and I don't know if it's going to work. And if it don't work, we're going to find out together. But I'm wondering if I should put pebbles in these jars along with the roots, or if I should just put water in it, or maybe water and pebbles. And I'm trying to find the taller ones to go in the bigger glass because I'm going to stick them on the shelf over here. How many clippings did I? So this is a taller one. You broke a sunflower and rerooted it in water and didn't even know you could do that. Okay. So this is a taller one. I've used the same pebbles to grow your microgreens. Interesting. So, and I'm also trying to figure out how many water and pebbles would look pretty. Okay. How many of these how many of the cuttings can I put in one container? Right? Check out the roots. How you doing, Four Seasons? I didn't know you were here. So I figured 3 looks kind of, they're gonna grow, right? So I don't wanna put too many in there. So there, how many do I have left? I think the other ones can fit in the smaller one. So how does that look with just 3, or should I put a 4th in there? Because I'm gonna sit it on my little plant rack over there. And I have 2 sets of these. So I'm gonna go over, take some more cuttings and root some more. So looks very nice. The roots will get tangled. So how many, Jack? How many should I put in here? Because I have 4 glasses. I could do 1 because they're gonna fill out. I don't mind doing 1. You have to leave space in the water and pebbles for some airflow space. So fill up the pebbles to what? Halfway maybe? Because this, like I said, let me be fully clear here. I do not know, look at the package, how big will it grow? I don't know, because I took these as clippings from my coleus that's in my GreenStalk, so I have no idea. Hey, Gilbert girl. Who else we got in here? Miss JK, good morning, good morning. If I missed you guys, I am sorry. Just say hello and I will say hello back. So Jacqueline, I have no idea. And I also think that I need to rinse these pebbles too. So we will get back to the pebbles and stuff. I know that I should probably put some water in here. No more than 3/4 of the container. Okay. So I'm assuming that let me put these back in the water that they came from first. Right? And then we're going to come back once Jackie tells me how much. Yeah, they need to be cleaned first. So I'm going to clean these pebbles. I don't have a bowl up here. Maybe once my other half wakes up, I'll ask him to bring me a bowl upstairs so I can clean the pebbles off. And I'm assuming that I just clean the pebbles off with just water. That seems like it should be the thing. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the pebbles, put them in these jars, and then we're going to put them on my little plant stand over there, and it's going to be beautiful. So see, I have 2 small ones, and then I have 2 larger ones. Check them out. And then I have my very pretty coleus and my plant stand. So y'all know I'm a houseplant mom now, right? I'm a houseplant mom. Let me show you my houseplant. And there's some leaves that I need to trim off, admittedly. So let me open this up so that it can get some sunlight. So this is I don't know if I'm saying this right. So you see I have to trim off this leaf. It's a little crunchy. It got sunburnt when it was out on my sun porch. But I like that the leaves turn colors. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So let me come back over here. You know what? Let's do this. Let me give everybody a couple seconds to take the poll. That's the plant you want in front of your flower. Whatever, what's it called? Croton. What? I don't know how to spell it. So if you know how to phonetically spell it in the chat, put it in the chat. I think it's croton. 2 per container. They grow 6 to 12 inches in water. So I'm gonna put water in pebbles. I have 4 containers. I think I have enough croton. Hi Nitro. How are you? Good morning. What I'm also doing is there's a space in the backyard that I feel like if I get more coleus, there's a space in the backyard that I think I could fill with coleus. If I can get it to root, I'm going to put some in the backyard too. So good morning, everybody. All right. So most of us, it looks like, I'm not going to say us because I'm ready. I'm ready for the fall. I'm so ready for the fall that providing it does not rain today, I'm going over and I'm going to start taking stuff out of the beds. Some of the tomato plants are spent. The marigolds, they're not spent, but I need them to move because they're in my way. I don't know if coleus can last. I don't know how long they're going to last until they RIP on me. But I might even try to put some of those in the ground, although maybe I shouldn't because it spread like crazy, right? And I don't want it. It would look nice though. That's the thing. I would like it because it looks nice. So yeah. Oh, so Chanel says, I feel like you didn't have enough summer, but you're ready for the fall. Oh, you know, Charlene, that's a great idea. I'm going to take some mint cuttings from the mint that Shelly gave me and do some mint cuttings for indoors. I also may do the same with the smaller glasses, order the smaller glasses and have some basil for inside as well for the winter. Coleus is not winter hardy for us, it's an annual. So if I keep that coleus inside, are you saying it's going to RIP? Because somebody told me I could turn it into a house plant. Let's see. Can coleus be a house plant? Yes, it can grow indoors. It said that. The internet said coleus can grow indoors. So I'm going to have the coleus indoors. All right. So, and I'm going to have to put the pebbles in there because I don't think they like to be too damp. So that's why I have to get them out of the water only. You know why I'm not upset that the coleus is going to RIP when it gets cold? I want my GreenStalk back, but I kind of feel bad taking it out because it's so beautiful. Have you seen my GreenStalk, the way the coleus is draped down the side? It's beautiful, but it's too big. It's too big. So I'm going to go take some more cuttings from it and then have some more inside. I think that means I have to order some more of those glass bottles. They are very beautiful. Very beautiful. All right. So let's end this poll. Right? Boom. Are you ready for the fall gardening season? Wow, 57% of you said no. 43% of you said yes. I think I'm a yes because I've started seeds already, so that means I'm ready. And I'm going to clear out these beds today, and I'm going to add some amendments in my bed. So I'm going to drop a picture later today. I think it's almost time to pull my carrots as well. So I think, Chanel, I sent you a picture of the carrots. I think it's time. I think I'm going to shoot a carrot harvest video. If you would like a carrot harvest video, give me a thumbs up in the chat. You've started seeds, but your beds aren't ready. Yeah, my beds are going to be ready pretty soon. I'm going to give myself the week to clear the beds. And a carrot harvest video, and I think my carrot harvest is going to be amazing. At least for the section that I pulled. So I was peeking yesterday. I was like, it's very bushy in here. I wonder what the carrots look like. And I pulled like a little, I feel like it was a small section, but when I pulled up the carrots, it was 3 of them, and they were nice sized carrots. Good morning, the Analytical Gardener. Good morning, Gwen. Good morning, Miss JK. So yeah. But yeah, I am definitely going to do a carrot harvest video. It's gonna be fun. I like it when you're pulling up stuff and you don't know what's there. You know, I just love it. You're up early this morning, so you're gonna go ahead and. What seeds are you gonna start, Charlene? Tell me. Did I get everybody? Camille, yeah, she's going to the park with her grandmother today, so she won't be there with me today. We have a new command here, which is for Chanel. Make sure you guys go in and check out her channel. She got some really pretty pictures. So here's what we're gonna do for the fall winter. We're going to cabbage, collards, and beets. I don't think I like beets, but I'm with you with the cabbage and the collards. I am gonna plant a row. I'm gonna plant a row of beets just to see if I can grow them, but I'm gonna plant them over here so I can keep an eye on them. Anything that I feel like needs my undivided attention will go in the garden here. Golden beets are delicious. I am gonna plant some golden beets because I heard that golden beets taste very good roasted. So let me know. Your beds are not completely done. Seeds have started in the hydro and trays. So Miss JK, you and I are in the same boat. The beds aren't done, but we started. And so yesterday I had started talking about a little bit of the fall and what we were going to be doing and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to catch all the messages as we go along. And what we're going to do is, if you don't know your frost date, midway through, since I'm sitting at the computer for a bit today, um, I'm gonna have you shoot out your grow zone if you want to, or your location, maybe like a zip code. I'll put it in and we'll go through everybody's first frost date, right? So that you know about how long you have. The golden beet are not as earthy tasting. So sugar beets are tasty too. What are sugar beets? I never heard of that. Never heard of that. Sugar beets. So I did. So I don't like vegetables that taste like dirt. And when people say earthy to me, I correlate that with dirt. So yeah. So how do you feel about breaking up the soil and adding amendments? So unpopular thing, but Jamie, this is what I do, right? People say, "Oh, don't dig your soil, da 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 da." If you have a new garden, right, and you're fairly new at it, and your garden, not even new, but if your garden is root bound, I don't see, not like just go straight in and like till it, but you do have to kind of turn over your soil. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with turning over your soil. I did a podcast with Gary, um, is his name Pilark or something like that. It's on my channel in the podcast. So he's from the Rusted Garden, right? He and I agree that there is nothing, you don't have to pummel your soil, but you can turn it over and add your amendments. And that's what I do. So I'm going to pull the straw back. I'm going to add my amendments and I'm going to turn my soil over in certain parts, right? You finally found Happy Frog for less than $38 yesterday. Ooh, where? At a local place? Some people grind up the sugar beets and use substitute for sugar. I don't think I'll ever be doing that. Sugar beets is how sugar is made. You know what? Let me look up this. Sugar beets. Sugar beets. Hmm. And where can I get them? Oh, they look kind of weird. They're like a white looking beet. Where did you get some from? True Leaf Market? Huh. Shopping. Sugar beets. Okay, they're sold in different places. That might be something that we do at an old country store. Okay. So the funny thing about that is, oh, I'm behind. I love the golden beets and sugar beets in your salads. If you brought, oh, see, you learn something every day. If you buy granulated sugar, that is sugar beets. Huh. You learn something new every day. Now I'm going to try it. I'm going to buy some seeds and I'm going to try some sugar beets. Who knew? Okay. So let's go through this. If you have started cleaning out your garden, put a 1 in the chat. So if you have started cleaning out your garden, put a 1 in the chat. So I've started cleaning out my garden. I'm nowhere near done. Gilbert Girl, you gonna try them as well? So that's the great thing about these live streams. For me, anyway. Sugar beets are usually grown in the colder zones. Well, it gets kind of cold here. I think I could do it. I'll start them later. I'm not gonna check out while I'm on stream. You pulled carrots yesterday? I pulled 3 carrots yesterday and they were beautiful. If I wasn't on the phone that I'm streaming on, I would show you what they look like. But yeah. So I pulled 3 carrots yesterday. So, number 1, as you're cleaning out your garden, right? Make sure if you have a compost, as you're cleaning out your garden, add your plants to your compost. They can feed your soil for the next season. For example, you have sugar beet seeds. I got you, Jamie. I will 100% send them to you, right? I'll send you my address. Matter of fact, because I don't want to forget. You know what, Jamie? It's if you don't mind looking, it's on my description of my channel page. If I don't send it. Yeah, so I'll send it to you, or you can take it from the address that your package when your package gets there. It's also there. Um, one especially, yeah, my squash, they're going out of my garden. That was your first time growing them successfully. Congratulations. So sugar beets, carrots. So the thing I like about root crops, right? What I love about root crops is it helps your soil. So I grew carrots and it helps loosen and aerate your soil. So Jamie, if you have carrots, that section of your bed, when you start pulling out your carrots, you're not going to have to turn that section over as much because the carrots are going to pretty much loosen where the soil is. Good morning, G Mama. So that's the good thing about root crops. So beets, carrots, parsnips, all those things that grow, deep, that have deep tap roots, those are going to aerate and kind of help your soil out as well. So as you're clearing them out, do that. Chanel is saying, please don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button, right? So that's one thing, right? So all right. So we were talking about you hope to grow plenty of carrots and beets this fall. Correct. I'm gonna do another session of carrots. I'm gonna put some beets in. I'm also gonna take another shot at parsnips. Okay. Rebecca says sugar beets, also known as beets vulgaris, synonyms beta or thank you, orientalis. I don't think I said that right. And dente verum. Thank you for the information. I appreciate it. So, beets help aerate your soil. Another thing, remember last year when I pulled my pepper plants, I did a chop and drop in my soil. It acted as compost. And I think I was talking about this yesterday because Kizzy from the Nichols Journey, they had issues with roly-polies. I noticed that this season in my garden, where I did the chop and drop of my pepper plants and all the composting of the plants back into the soil, I'm thinking that the roly-poly were using that to eat. So guess what? That helped with my roly-poly situation. So instead of eating my plants when I planted them, they were still feeding on what I put back into the soil, right? So that's the great thing about doing chop and drop for your plants as you're cleaning them out. So if you have the space or you have a compost bin, try composting what you're taking out from your summer spring garden and put it either in a compost or mix it in your soil so that it can act as a natural fertilizer, compost minerals for your soil. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. I don't want you to think that I didn't see you. So here's what you put in the trash as you're doing it, right? Anything that has powdery mildew, don't put that in your compost. Anything that has early blight, don't put that in your compost. Anything that has squash vine borers, don't put that in your compost. Wilted tomatoes, don't put that in your compost. All right? Don't put those in your compost. So anything that's like spent bean or pea vines, healthy tomato foliage, cuke vines, annuals, put those in your compost. Some people don't like to put tomatoes and stuff in their compost because they don't know if because they don't know all that stuff. Well, they don't know if the leaves from the tomatoes are infected. They won't put them in their compost. Use your best judgment. Am I still seeing those earwigs in your garden? I saw the earwigs only where the corn was. I don't know what to do for those yet. I know that I've had less pest pressure as it relates to aphids. Knock on wood, I hope the aphids never come back. Never. She Natural, good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. So that's that, right? So the rule is home pals don't get hot enough. So if you can name a disease that's on it, don't put it in your compost pile. So that's the rule of thumb. If you can name a disease that's on that leaf, plant, stem, don't put that in your compost, right? Layman terms, just don't do it. So, fall crops like some instant gratification, right? I hope those demon bugs don't come back. You don't like the earwigs, they look creepy, and your hair, they're not all. They're so I heard, let me tell you what I heard about the earwigs, right? I heard that if you only see like one or two, they're good. But I heard that if you see them in abundance, that's bad. So I don't know who knows about earwigs. I don't know much about earwigs. I think I'm going to come back on a live stream and do another live stream about um, garden bugs and pests, good versus bad. If you would like that live stream, type a 2 in the chat. If you want a live stream about pests where they can be good and bad, type a 2 in the chat. I'm going to do some research and come back in a couple weeks to kind of talk about it because I'm a little confused with some of the pests too. Like, for example, all right, tag. What are those pests that you keep putting inside of that bucket of soapy water? Because I've never seen anybody do that in my life. But they can't stay there, and I'm glad you're getting rid of them, right? It will freak me out. Let me tell you, it will be quite some things on fire. You hear me? On fire. I would light them on fire, and the kudzu bugs. They are nasty looking. You saw the earwigs in abundance in some of your herbs, but you don't see them a lot in your raised beds, right? Have y'all been seeing the shorts or the little videos where people have like the little kitchen flame things and they're going outside and burning the squash bugs, but it doesn't burn the plant? I want to try that. I sent it to Shelly yesterday and she went in her garage looking for the flamer to go out and burn some squash bugs. Listen, I'm not going to do it on stream because I don't want to be put in YouTube jail. But have you guys seen those videos? Because I kind of want to try it to see what it looks like. So, fall gardening, right? Fall gardening for me is about the long game. So, it can feel like a lot of waiting. We know that in the fall, you have less sun, it gets colder, things grow slower. But I like the fall garden because I feel like it gives you a break from all the wear and tear that you're doing. Tag says, I have a torch, but I'd have to burn the house down too. I did see them on your house. How'd you get them? Just don't burn the garden down. G Mama says, my luck, I burned the whole hood on fire. You haven't seen the mini torch? If I can find one again, I'll share out the video on my channel. But I keep seeing them come up. And I feel like the more you look, and the more you look at certain things, they put it in your algorithm so they show up more. So I constantly see people with those little torches burning stuff in their garden. And like I'm just intrigued. I'm a curious person, right? So yeah, that is what it is. Um, so let's talk about these root crops for the fall, right? There are different varieties of root crops that are great for your soil and they can be grown very quickly in the fall. So you can have many, many rounds of them. So for example, I like watermelon radish. That's one of them. Some people like French breakfast radish. Don't really like those, but that's one of them, for example. And what I learned in my GreenStalk is don't plant any more watermelon radish in the summertime. They don't like it. You're only going to get leaves. It was a test. I learned my lesson, right? No watermelon radish in the GreenStalk during the summertime. We got to wait till fall. So we'll wait and we'll plant more watermelon radish. So the trick is that they like cooling soil, pop them in weird gaps, and then you'll get it. You need radish that isn't spicy. So give a girl, I don't like spicy radish either, and watermelon radish is not spicy. It's actually pretty sweet. So I think you would like those. Okay? Also, let's talk a little bit about your garden tools. Yay for the watermelon radish. Not so. I think we're a lot of us are the same. You like the kick of the spicier radishes? You can have all my radishes. Okay. The leaves are just as good as the radishes, in my opinion. Are the leaves spicy, G Mama? That's what I want to know. French breakfast radish isn't spicy. I might have to try it. I know that I cannot grow, or I will not grow cherry bell radish again. I tried it and I don't like it. She said, please, shouldn't. Jacqueline says, y'all got me shopping these last 2 days with all these suggestions. Okay. Nope, more earthy. So, G Mama, you're not new here, but I don't think you heard me say, when people say earthy, I correlate that to tasting like dirt. And so if the watermelon radish or radish leaves are earthy, I don't want them because I'm correlating it to tasting like dirt. I don't want that. So yeah, you love the pods. Hmm. Like when they go to seed, you're saying, Tag? How do they taste? I'm acting like Chanel now. She wants to know how they taste. How do radish pods taste? Okay. Here's another thing that we're gonna grow in the GreenStalk because I'm trying things that I can get a fall planting off of, and then by the time I'm ready to plant in the spring, I can pull them out. Um, I'm also gonna put garlic. Not only am I gonna put them in my cinder blocks this year, I'm gonna put them in the GreenStalk as well. So one garlic per pocket is what I'm gonna do. Radishes is a maybe for you. I don't blame you. The only radish that's a 100% yes for me is the watermelon radish. That's it. Yes, when they go to seed, they taste just like radish to you. So, like spicy, you're gonna act like Miss T and taste new plants? No, I'm not gonna act like Miss T. If it's something that I don't like, I'm not gonna try it. I know that I like watermelon radish, so I'm gonna plant it. Here's my radish pods taste better than the roots and bulbs. They're not spicy depending on the variety. Interesting. So maybe I just won't pull out the watermelon radish that's all leaves now. Maybe I'll let it go to seed and try it. Maybe. Okay? So here's another thing that I've learned this season that I'm going to do for the fall. I'm going to use straw mulch that I've been doing um, in the green stalks and in the garden this year. So I'm also going to put straw mulch over um, the garlic and stuff. How did my lunchbox peppers do? They're doing great. They're just slow. So yesterday I was over there and some of them are finally starting to turn red. I have a plant full of peppers. That's my art. Full of peppers. And they were yellow for the longest. And they're finally starting to change to the right color. Chanel is saying, Donzel, you should know Chad's better than that by now. Yeah, you know that I'm not just going to try. You're going to get some straw. So here's the thing about the straw mulch. I'm not going to say that it's completely weed free. You are going to have to go out there and take some weeds out. But for me, the weeds are minimal if you catch them in time. Minimal. Minimal. Um, so whole leaves mat down. So if you have leaves as mulch, make sure you shred them up a little bit. We have a device that's with our blower that shreds the leaves. So when the leaves start to fall, we're gonna, vacuum those up, shred them up, and I'm gonna put them in the compost, not in the beds. And I'm hoping that the one side that I'm still feeding of my compost, that by the spring I have enough compost to add to my raised bed. So that's what I want to put in the raised bed, right? And then wood chips. So path and perennials only. So make sure if you have wood chips, spread them in your paths that you walk in. Be aware that as it rains, they're gonna turn into mud and stuff. If you've seen Cece's gardening, if you've seen Asia's garden from Yellow Door, they're having a bit of like, I don't want to say mud crisis, but the wood chips, they turn into, as they break down, they get a little mushy, right? So there's that. So that's the mulching, right? So tell me how you mulch your garden. Drop it in the chat. Do you use straw, leaves, or wood chips in your garden? Let me turn off this air. I'm getting a little chilly. So what are you using in your garden for mulch? Your wood chips did the same. So are you gonna that's smart. Are you gonna go back and mulch with something different this season, or are you gonna stay with the wood chips? Let me know what you're gonna do. You use leaves. Did you shred your leaves? Just kind of trying to see what everybody else is doing in their garden. And when you share what you're doing in your garden, it helps other people. Soil conditioner from Lowe's. Hmm. Soil conditioner. Yes, I'm Googling. Google is my friend. You use shredded wood chips from your bunny litter. Okay. Hmm. Soil conditioner. Okay. Happy Frogs. They're different brands that sell that. Interesting. Helps. uh, let's see. Leaves, soil conditioner, shredded wood chips from the day you started with wood chips as mulch because you didn't know I didn't like the weeds from the straw. I guess you'll go back. No, well, you don't have to go back to the straw. You just, I think the resolution for the wood chips growing is, no, they were pretty crunchy. Okay. Um, I think it's just to keep adding the mulch, right? You're going to be using straw. Soil conditioners are different than mulch. Wood chips in the walking path, shade leaves in the bed. It's an extra mulch. You bought Happy Frog soil conditioner for 14. That's nice. Hit the thumb. Thank you, Jacqueline, for reminding everybody to hit that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. You know what? Also, if you want to show off your garden beds, right? I have a Discord channel, and in Discord we drop pictures. We talk about things when we're not on live stream, so you can go in. You want to use um, straw in the beds, wood chips in the paths, and you want to use grass clippings, but you're cautious. So my husband doesn't like when I use grass clippings because he says that sometimes if he treats the grass, he's not sure that he wants that in my garden, right? So I'm thankful to him for being cautious because I don't know what he's treating this grass with, and we don't want that mixed in with the stuff that we're eating, right? I think she went to a local store in feed store in South Carolina. You can't click the link. You probably have an Android, G Mama. I will send you. The link is also in my bio on the channel. And I will also email it to you later. I need to write notes of who I should be emailing. So I need to email Jamia my address, and then G Mama Discord. All right. Yep. So there's that. Tag, did you check your mail yet? Make sure you check your mail. If you don't have it yet, starting next week, I think you have a package. Thank you. That's my art for the gift. What is sparkles? Thanks. I like it. I like sparkles. Android for life. I hear you, G Mama. Android for life. Thank you. Any other seeds I'm looking for? The sugar beet seeds. We're going to get into seeds in a minute, okay? You don't treat your grass, you're cautious of weed seeds or too much nutrients. Okay. Yep. All right. So let's see. We were talking about garlic. I got a little lost in my agenda. Where's the garlic? Okay. How many of you guys plant garlic and stuff from the grocery store? How many of you are using some stuff that you purchased from the grocery store and planting it in your garden? Right? So I'm gonna explain to you why I don't plant garlic from the grocery store. I buy garlic from a reputable person. And I'm going to tell you why. And this is why I don't do it. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just telling you why I don't do it. Because we don't know what the garlic in the grocery store is treated with, right? So that's why I steer clear of grocery store garlic, because I don't know what it's treated with, right? Jamie, why wasn't it a good idea? Tell me why. Tell me why. So, for example, hard neck garlic keeps for about 5 months. Soft neck garlic keeps for about 8 months. So for me, I think I have to plant, or I don't have to. I plant soft neck garlic because it does better for me. So based on your grow zone, based on your grow zone, make sure you pick the proper garlic, right? So make sure you do that. And then garlic is also, it's a great fall crop because like I said, you pretty much you plant it and forget it. So here's what I do when I'm planting garlic, right? I plant it in a very, I may add bone meal, and you need hardneck garlic because you're in zone 6B, Ohio. Okay. Did I say it? And then 6 to 8 inches apart, 2 inches deep, flat root down. So when you're planting your garlic, make sure you put the pointy end upward. So point up. So kind of almost like potatoes, eyes to the skies. You're just going to point upward. So use your the pointy side of the garlic goes upward, right? You have planted store-bought potatoes before, but they sprouted, not garlic. Okay. You've only used yours for grocery store, and organic potatoes do well. Okay. They're sprouting again because you listened to someone that said cut the greens down and they all went to glory. Oh, take me to the king. Take me to there. Take me to there. All right. But they're sprouting again. I wonder if they're going to make garlic. You ever try just peeking down to see what they're going to do? I have an issue when I have root crops and I want to see how they're doing. Sometimes I like dig my little finger down there to see what's going on, and then I gently cover it back up. I like to peek. I like to peek, right? So some other you love. So Chanel, I'm going to tell you that fresh garlic that you've planted is way better than store-bought garlic. Way better. So give it a chance. And for that, Chanel, you won't have to bring that in your house. You can leave it outside. You need to separate them, okay? You need to separate them. So we talked about garlic. Tell me, what are you growing? Drop it in the chat. Hard neck, soft neck. Which garlic are you growing? The other fall crop that we're going to talk about. Chanel, you know why I said that. We're not bringing our gardens in the house, okay? Does anybody know about asparagus ferns? All I know is when I don't have asparagus, I want asparagus. I know that you're supposed to leave the ferns all season long. And I think when they start to die back is when you cut them back. You haven't been able to successfully grow garlic. I've grown garlic for I think about 3 seasons in a row. 3 seasons in a row. You laughing, Chanel, but you know I'm serious. Don't bring your garden in the kitchen this winter. So the next one we're going to talk about, I'm really good at one, not so good at the other, is spinach. I'm not great at spinach, but I'm great at kale. You might try that, buying garlic this time, soft neck. I mean, it's worth a try, right? So look at your pack, days to maturity. That's the main thing you need to look at. You're not doing a house garden, only your hydroponics. Hey, now you're going to get up and work on your stuff. Jamie, you just got to do what you got to do. The garden will help you for it. So let me ask you this. So you're mostly doing hard neck, soft neck, supposed to be better for your zone. Yeah, spinach is finicky. So I'm going to take G Mama's method of growing spinach in hydroponics with the hydrogen peroxide. I'm going to do it this time. Spinach was a fail for me last season. Gonna try it again. Nothing beats a failure but a try. We're gonna keep trying, right? My kale was amazing. Amazing. So I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna grow spinach. Let me say, I'm gonna try to grow the spinach indoor, and I'm gonna try to grow the kale outdoors. Make sure you pay attention to the back of your spinach packets because I've noticed that different types of varieties of spinach grow different. Chanel, I'm growing soft neck, so I think that's what you're gonna do. You don't have a problem with spinach nor kale. You're just lucky. Yeah, you are lucky. I have no problems with kale. Spinach, it don't like me, but I like it. And you got to grow a lot of it to actually get a good meal because once you get it in the pot, it shrink up real bad. Okay? So, let me ask you this. Has anybody tried kale or collards after a freeze? Uh, yes, you've done both hard neck and soft neck. I bought garlic seeds from online folks. I think where you plant them and for the length of time is important. Correct. I'm in 6B, 7A. You've been replacing spinach with sweet potato leaves. So you've tasted kale after a freeze. Tell me the difference. Tell me the difference. Collards get more tender. Kale gets sweeter after a freeze. Thank you, Tag. That is true. Do we know why? Because I think I told you why in a live stream maybe months and months ago, but I said why. My kale is still growing outside. Okay. Kale gets sweeter. Exactly. Exactly. And your collards do get more tender. It's the, what is it within the kale? I'm having like a brain freeze. It's something in particular. I want to name it, but I can't name it off the top of my head right now. It's it's what is it called? It's something in particular that it's called. So there's crystals within the kale. You don't think you like kale? Why not? Oh, the sugars within the plants, they crystallize, and that's what makes them more tender and more sweeter. Yes, Nitro, the sugars crystallize within the leaves. All right, Four Seasons, I see you. I think my brother's there. Plus, we got rid of the troll for the day, so I think I'm in good shape. Plus, I still have my moderating functions on. Yes, so I'm good. Handle your handle. I Chanel, tell me why you don't. I think you would like kale if you grew it in the wintertime, right? I think you would like kale if you grow it in the wintertime. Um, let's move on to the next thing. I don't do this, but I do know one or two people that do it. How many of you grow cover crops in your garden beds for the wintertime just to keep something growing? I don't do it because I'm afraid of cover crops. Everyone likes kale, but it tastes like nothing to you. Try red Russian kale, she's saying. You think your kale may be too thick? Maybe. I like to grow one kale plant at it. Like I don't like the cut and come again method on kale. I like the kale that grows the big leaves, so one plant in each area. Rule of thumb, I don't always stick with the rules, but they say one kale per square feet, maybe two. I might push it to two per square feet. It's thick. Okay. You love dino kale. I love dino kale in smoothies. And I heard that dino kale you can make into kale chips. You're gonna try some trunchunda kale right now because it's heat tolerant. You want some curly kale for later. I never heard of that. The first one you said. Yeah, Chanel, give it a shot. Give it a try. Give the kale a try, the red Russian kale, right? Um, you're gonna grow oats and daikon radishes as cover crop in one bale to help break up the soil. There you go. Oats is actually on the list. Um, so 40 to 60 days to frost. You can sow some oats. Um, some people cover crops never tried. If you've tried cover crops, let me know. Dino kale chips are delicious. I'm going to try it. I'm going to plant. You know what, Jamie? If you have any dino kale or lacinato kale seeds, send those over with the beets. I'm out of, can y'all believe it? I am out of lacinato kale, dino kale, aka I don't have any more of those if you have them. So yeah. Now, something that I don't grow, but I did just send somebody some seeds. We're going to talk about this for a little while. For those of you that grow it, I'm going to need a lot of interaction in the chat because I'm curious. Chanel is curious about these onions and shallots, right? I heard that you can bundle them with garlic, right? So it's the same type of amendments that you use for garlic. Can you? Oh, it is a shocker. So Chanel says, this will probably be a shocker, but I don't mulch my raised beds. Why? Why don't you mulch them? You want to grow some shallots? I don't want to grow some shallots, but I'm pretty sure people in this chat want to grow shallots. What you want to know about the shallots and onions? I've never grown them. I've watched videos on them. I was thinking about growing them just to see if I could, right? Just to see if I could. Are they hard to grow? From the videos I see, they don't look hard, but I've never tried it. I've also never tried to grow onions. So let me know, are they hard to grow? Because like the seeds look kind of tiny. And I heard that you cannot keep or you should not keep onion seeds past a year because they go bad. How true is that? I don't know how true that is. You use all the space up with food and flowers and herbs. Okay. You grew elephant garlic, onions, and shallots all together. No difference. You like them. So Gilbert girl, you like shallots, but you never tried to grow them. That's interesting. Yeah, I think I would cook with them and then pick them out. So I would cook with them just for the flavor, and then I have to pick them out. So I would have to cut them up big so they can come right on out of my food. I don't like the texture of onions or shallots. And if I see them in my food, I pick them out. All right. So are they hard to grow? Are onions and shallots finicky? Let me know in the chat. Mulch provides a damp place for insects and straw makes weeds so you don't bother. Yeah, but the straw, it's like minimal weed. I get it, but it's minimal weeds. Very true, onion seeds, year 2, 50% may germinate. So you should buy them yearly. Mmm. You grew onions from starts last year. That was simple. Trying your hands at onions from seeds this fall. Don't know if it'll work out. Good luck. You just tried gardening last year with a very small garden. Okay. You only cover your strawberries with straw over the winter. Yeah. When you cover your strawberries with straw, do you cut back all the leaves? That's what I want to know. I did last year, but last year that whole green stalk got infected with aphids. So I took all the strawberries out and I tossed them and I started over. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to cover them. I feel like I need to move my green stalks. Okay. Oh, how exciting. Exciting. Got to get mom's green stalks in bed together so you can get on a roll. Okay, I got you. Got you. You grow shallots, onions and shallots to sell. Now, Charlene, we're leaning on you. Do you grow them from seed? How far in advance do you start? How far in advance do you start? You just cover them up thick to keep them warm. I'm also going to use my frost cover for my strawberries this year. I'm going to stick the two strawberry plants together, so I'm going to move them around in the garden. And I have the frost cover, and I've noticed that the frost cover, because I don't have the 7 tier and I have the 3 tier or the 5 tier, I feel like I could cover 2 green stalks together if they're close together. I'm hoping that that works. Okay. So root veggies, put them in the soil, mulch them in place, heavy mulch, mark where they are. Um, they can handle a frost, they can handle snow, all that other stuff. The only thing that you have to worry about is if you have voles where you are, be careful because they'll come for your root crops. Thankfully for me, I don't have voles. I just have groundhogs and they go in hibernation. So I don't really have to worry about those. So let me ask you this. We've gone through a couple crops or plants. Which fall crop is the undisputed champion in your garden? Root crops or cover. So which one do you grow successfully that's going to always be your undisputed champion? Chanel says, I'm drying strawberry leaves for teas. Do the leaves taste like strawberries? What does that taste like? Have you tried it? Give everybody a chance to try the poll. Everybody a chance to try this poll. Everybody a chance. Everybody a chance. This your first fall garden other than garlic? Okay. Leafy greens. For me, the answer is leafy greens. They're my champion every single year. The one thing that I have to not worry about, the one things that I have to pay attention to are the brassicas like broccoli. I tried Brussels sprouts last year. They failed. Gonna try them again. Okay, you haven't tried it yet, but you heard they're pretty good. You do that to your do the raspberry leaves taste like raspberries? That's my art. That's the question. Do the leaves of these fruits that you guys are talking about taste like the fruit? You purchase fresh onion seeds every year for great germination. I love Texas, Ohio granule onions. Onions are like garlic. You have a certain variety, depends on your growing zone. Okay. Plant Daddy don't have favorites. That's just wrong. It's not a favorite per se. It's just which one grows the best in the fall season for you. Brother, which plant grows the best in your hydroponics in the fall? I think you're going to say lettuce, which we would, I guess, consider a leafy green. Good morning, Peach. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Just from the garden. Oh, it's hot out there for you? Make sure you stay hydrated. And even though we're still out there gardening and fall is around the corner, please stay hydrated in those gardens. If you're coming in late, make sure you please hit the thumbs up on your way in so you don't forget on your way out. You just do lemon balm for you? Okay. You do it for your daughters. Okay. They all grow great. That's your answer. I make raspberry leaf tea and it doesn't taste like raspberry. What does it taste like? The beans are coming in. What kind of beans do you got, Peach? Tell us what kind of beans you have. Okay? Peach, I got your email. You'll be getting it in a week or so. Okay? All right. The core concept. The core concept, right? Zones measure winter lows. Frost dates measure a calendar event. Um, they're different data sets, right? So let me repeat that. Zones measure winter lows. Frost dates measure a calendar event. They're two different data sets. Two different data sets. Two different data sets. Did everybody understand what I said? Frost dates measure a calendar event. Zones measure winter lows, right? So that's something that we all have to think about. Let's get that in our head. Your zone is going to tell you what survives. Your frost date is going to tell you when to act. When to act. Rattlesnake, Kentucky Wonder, Dragon Tongue, and Burgundy. That's a lot of beans, Peach. I agree with Chanel. That's a lot of beans, right? So your zone tells you what survives. Your frost date tells you when to act, right? So that's where a lot of us kind of mess up. We know that we need to act a certain amount of weeks before the frost date, right? Two gardens in the same zone can be 3 weeks apart in frost date. Tag, I brought you back out of the bushes. So let's say, for example, right? I don't remember who said they were in. I know that Four Seasons is on 7, and then there was somebody else in zone 7. But their frost date is totally different. That's right, Peach. Microclimates are real. I even have a microclimate in New Jersey. Where I'm at now is about a 35 to 40-minute ride from my house, right? When it rains here, where I'm at currently, at my house, it rains so much more severe. Thank you for the 200 joules, Nitro. Appreciate it. You know I haven't hyped this up today. I love the jewels. I love the super chats and jewels. By the way, our goal is, did my goal run out? I might have to reset my goal. We do have the goal up today. So yeah, your yard can have a microclimate. It's possible. One section of your yard can be something else. So you're in 8A, but sometimes it's zone 11. It depends on where things are in your yard, right? So you have to really think about that, right? So, right, on average, right, for zone 6B, my first frost date is around October the 20th this year, right? There's a 10% chance of an early frost, which puts me up to October the 6th. But there's also a 10% chance for a late frost date, which is November the 2nd. So, right, zone is just a calendar. The frost date is just a calendar date for the event. But the zone tells me when I need to, it tells me what's going to survive, right? So you should plan for the early frost date because it's really a flip of a coin, right? You're in 8A, but a good 5 degrees cooler here than it was in town. Yeah. So yes, where the sun comes up, where it goes down, where do you have trees or bushes? How does it shape the land itself? And it could take you years to learn exactly what to do. So, and then here's the other thing. So we know that we're all getting all these things: raised beds, GreenStalks, containers. And if you haven't grown in those things before, you need to learn how your zone and how your microclimates within your yard, how they affect the plants and where you put those things. So when I have my GreenStalks on the sidewalks right behind the house, that's a different type of sun than when they're out in the yard. So I have to adapt to those things. So for example, I noticed that when I put my GreenStalks in the yard with the more sun, where they're getting the direct rain when it rains, they're doing so much better than what they did on the sidewalk, right? So those are things as we prepare for the fall, we kind of need to think about, especially this, we're going to get less sun. Is there a section of your yard, even though we're getting less sun, that's going to get the most sun? You did almost start everything for fall earlier this year, so you don't have plants in your kitchen this winter. There you go. So if you need to start earlier, think about that. So your zone tells you what survives. Your frost date tells you when to act. So I thought it was important to have that small segment in, right? So being that we know it tells us when to act, let's go backwards. We're going to do some backwards planning. So putting planted pots around an in-ground plant, that's a totally different, that's right. Even, excuse me, even when you put your potted plants, or even if you plant in ground around trees, that's different, because you got to think the tree is going to shade whatever you have below it, right? Dannon, hello. So like think about those things, right? So if we all know it, it's our own fault if something doesn't survive, right? If we know that we need to plant early and work backwards, I'm not talking directly to you. I'm talking to everybody, Chanel. Because, you know, we have these conversations all the time. What are you starting now? What are you starting this week? What have you started already? So, for example, we know that for some people, it takes broccoli and cabbages a lot longer to really get to maturity. So, we would plant those earlier. If you have those earlier frost dates, you want to get your plants well established, especially those that can handle a frost, like your cabbages, your broccolis, your greens, right? Those plants can handle a frost, but they need to be established enough. They need to be established enough to handle those. Don't just toss a plant out that's like this small and expect it to handle a frost. Give it a head start. Let it be in like middle school before you take them out, right? Let them be in middle school. Sonia, hello. If you're in here, I can't see Sonia. So yeah, let them be in middle school. All right, all the colors. Yeah, let them be in middle school, right? My mouse doesn't want to work this morning, y'all. It's acting crazy. All right, so backwards planning, right? Extension offices may say 3 weeks prior to a freeze. Almanac says 4 to 6 weeks before your first frost, right? Let's try this again. Usually it's my fault, but sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes the weather acts crazy, Peach. Sometimes the weather acts crazy and there's nothing we can do about it. Why is this not working this morning? It's bothering me. We're going to go back to the poll and then try this again later. Where is the poll? There's always something to learn in gardening, and I love that. Exactly. So let's reconcile what the extension office says to what the almanac says, right? Reconcile it. Okay, so Peach is saying, speaking of weather, it does look like the frost date might be misinformation this year because the seasons appear to be about a month ahead of time. I agree with you. The weather this year is like no other. It is all over the place here on the East Coast. Exactly. So they're all right. Ground freeze and your first frost about 6 weeks apart in 6 week. Anchor to ground freeze, not first frost. So think about it. You're freezing and everything. So reconcile it. What the extension office says, what the almanac says, it's not 100% like, hold on. Oh, there it is. I could do it on my phone. Who knew? Give me 1 second, y'all. Did that work? Huh. It worked. All right. And you have leaves falling in your already? We don't have any leaves falling here. Okay? No leaves falling here. MD Zura, how are you? Good morning. Welcome in. Habitual, how are you? Welcome in. Nice to see you back here today. Um, so you guys know that I did some fall cover last year, right? Here's how we also do it. How many of you guys put a 1 in the chat if you have frost covers or cold frames? I had frost covers last year. They worked great. You got some leaves there. So yeah, the most important thing for the fall and preparing is making sure that you are paying attention to your weather, because the weather is doing some strange things this season, right? Pay attention to your weather. It's doing some strange things this season, right? So, no falling leaves here. That's a no. I don't mind the falling leaves because I think the fall leaves are beautiful. I like the oranges and the reds and the yellows. I like to slow down where I can pace myself with gardening. There's not much gardening to do, but I do needed to hold off until I get my last harvest in. Nope, but you have bed sheets. You have bed sheets and plastic. You just do what you can. So Peach had a live stream yesterday, y'all. Go back and watch her replay. She showed me on her live stream how she's shading her plants. It is very, very, very low budget. It looks like it works, and I love it. I mean, I I just wouldn't have done it, right? So if you have cold frames and covers, make sure you use those. They worked for me last season. Remember, it was really cold, it snowed, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna find under these frost covers. I put back the leaves. I pulled back the frost covers. My plants were still alive and doing good. So they had a little frost burn, but overall, they did great. Does anybody remember that? Falling leaves in North Carolina? That's bad. I actually only like it when it's fall. Chanel says, I love fall, but you want your sugar baby watermelon, and she needs the heat. Listen, she needs the heat, right? So how many of you know what your grow zone is and when your frost date is? Um, put a 3 in the chat if you know exactly when it is, right? If you know when it is. You have a bunch of premature melons out there, okay? Your melons are not done. So you guys are worried about your 3. You know when it is. So Nitro, you almost know when it is. Me and you, Nitro, we the same. We the same, right? Then let me put up this poll because we're talking about fall here. My computer don't want to let me put up a poll. It's not letting me be great this morning. Oh, it's because I still have a poll. So let me end this. It seems like, here's the poll. Which of the fall crops are the undisputed champion of your garden? 74% of us say leafy greens, 13% say garlic, 13% say root crops. Nobody says cover crops. I'm with the nobody. I wouldn't put, because most of us have small gardens, we don't do cover crops. It's very easy to look up. You can go on Almanac, you can go on Google, they will tell you. Chat GPT, Claude, all of the language models will tell you when your frost date is. It'll even give you suggestions as to what to plant. You can talk to it and tell it different things about your garden, and it'll shoot you out some information after doing some web searches. I love all the language models out there that help out do stuff. Approximately November 1st. Okay. You don't trust. Why don't you trust Claude? Why don't you trust Claude? Let's try this. I'm going to tell you what mine is in a second. Oh, you don't like AI? You have a tumultuous relationship with AI, but Claude in particular. Yeah, I know it's a dangerous thing. Okay, I love AI. With the times that are changing, AI is pretty much changing everything. Which one of those do you think is my favorite part of fall gardening? If you know me, you know which one that I think is my best part of fall gardening. Let me know. So we talked about a lot of stuff today. We're going to go back to these pebbles. No one is awake downstairs. I text them to bring me up some water to wash off these pebbles, and they didn't do it. So I think what I might do is wash the pebbles off and maybe do a little short video or a longer video to show y'all how I'm creating myself some house plants over here. I'll go back and show those of you that came in a little late, but let's take the poll. As you're taking a poll, drop in the chat which one you think is my favorite part. Let me know. No bugs all day. I feel you, Peach. I feel you. So which one do you think is my favorite? If you saw the clouds of mosquitoes you got right now, you'd know my vote. Girl, I don't know. Take a guess, Gilbert girl. Take a guess. Which one do you think is my favorite part of fall gardening? Listen, AI can be very dangerous. It can be. Sweetened veggies. Okay. I'm gonna let y'all chat a little bit on that. No bugs. Okay. Okay. I'll let y'all. I'm gonna let y'all. All right. So, one sentence answers only. I want y'all to finish this sentence. Well, no, I'm gonna do something different. In your garden beds, tell me what you're pulling out, what you're planting there, and what you're gonna mulch it with. So, for example, do I like the sweeteners? I do. Oh no, Jamie has said mosquitoes are year round down there in Florida. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. So let me tell y'all what's my favorite. I'm gonna tell you right now. I could put on long sleeves for these mosquitoes. I could wear sweaters year round if I really want. And I drink coffee year round. My favorite part of fall gardening is the sweetened veggies. The carrots are sweeter, the greens are sweeter. I don't know about beets, but I'm gonna assume that they're sweeter. And I like sweet things, and I'm a sweet person, so I like the sweetened veggies. That is my favorite. Good morning, Janet Potter. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I see we have a few people that just came in. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in so that you don't forget on your way out, right? So I'm going to, right? I'm going to clear out the tomatoes, the cucumbers. Happy Sunday, Keisha. I'm going to clear out the tomatoes, the cucumbers, everything in that raised bed. I'm going to, I'm not, am I? Yeah. I'm not going to turn the soil that much because it's fairly new soil. It should not be root bound. I'm going to pull back all the straw. I'm going to use blood meal as the what do you call it? The nutrient or whatever it is for the soil. I'm going to put blood meal all in that bed along with bone meal. Let me tell you why. In that bed, I'm going to plant some more carrots. So the sections where I put heavy bone meal is where the carrots will go. I'm going to plant a row of beets just to see if I like them. And I'm also going to finish it off with all collard greens in that bed. I don't want any other type of green in that bed other than collard greens. I bet you can guess what collard green I'm going to put in that bed too. So the plan is once I remove out the tomatoes and the cucumbers, I'm going to pull back all the straw. And I think what I may even do is go in, because I don't have enough compost right now. What I think I'm going to do is go buy some compost to refresh the bed, because my soil in the raised bed is kind of settling, right? So I'm going to put blood meal, bone meal, put the straw back, give it a week or so, or just give it time until these plants over here sprout, and that's what I'm going to do. That's right. The Blue Max collards are going to go in the raised beds. You're planting broccoli, collards, cabbage, and carrots with more beans, and you're not pulling anything up, cutting plants flush to the ground. And you, okay? Peach, the reason why I do it is because my beds are like compact. The rhizomes are so thick that it strangles my plants. So I have to kind of loosen my soil. Beans. I'm gonna tell you a funny story, Peach. Now that you say that, when I was a little girl, my mother, rest her soul, used to take me with her to visit some of her friends. And sometimes those visits would be long, and I would be the only kid there. So what I would do is, and most kids don't do this, but I was a kid that do it. I felt like if I said something that was super embarrassing, she would be like, it's time to go. So one day we were sitting there. She had this friend. Her friend's name was Diane. And we were sitting there and it got dead silent. So I hauled off and I said, beans, beans, good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. She was so embarrassed. We were out of there in 10 minutes. So it's so funny that you said that in the chat, because that's what that reminded me of. That's my art says, I was thinking of putting root crops in one bed and leafy in the other. You could definitely do that. My raised bed is an 8x4 by 8x2x4 or something like. It's tall, so I could fit a bunch of stuff in there. So I'm gonna mix and mingle them. I knew you would get a kick out of that, Chanel. When I tell you we was gone in 10 minutes, we was gone. She was so embarrassed, so embarrassed. But yeah. So yeah, my bed, I'm gonna put some root crops in it, and the rest I'm gonna do collard greens. I knew y'all would get a kick out of that. Tomatoes grow easy. You're right. Tomatoes do grow easy. So yeah, I knew you would get a. I used to sticks and stones may break my bones. That's right. Gonna get you ice cream anyway. So if you haven't taken a poll, take the poll. I'm gonna end the poll so that we can see what everybody says. Memories are the best. But when she said that, that's what I thought of immediately. Immediately. So she's probably up high laughing about that right now. So what is the best part of fall gardening? No mosquitoes, 56% of you says. Frost sweetened veggies, 24% of you says. Sweaters and coffee, 10%. No more weeding, 10%. Yes. Listen, Gilbert girl, I know that we have been over there for hours of them talking. There was no kids, no games. I was ready to go. You hear me? Ready to go. So I waited till it was dead silent and I said what I said. Okay? I was ready to go. All right. All right. So Here's also what I know, because we're getting ready for fall and we're figuring out what seeds we have. I have more than enough brassica seeds, right? So be honest here. I want everybody to be honest. Be honest. We were all of us in our own way were smart mouth kids, right? How many seed packets have you bought this month? Note, this month is August. I'm talking about August 1st to now. 0 to 2. Because some of us are good. Some of us are good. We don't buy seed packets. We get seed packets from others. You know. I already see y'all answering. We're gonna do it in a poll because I want to see. Let's see. All right. So I have a lot of seeds, only since August the 1st. Right? You promise, you have so many, you promise yourself that you're gonna use what you have before buying more. I'm so proud of you. Chanel 10, you should plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. This, yeah. How many did you buy this month? We was on live stream, wasn't we, when I bought some seeds, maybe? But even without being on live stream, I can be honest and transparent and say that I have purchased seeds when I wasn't on live stream. So I'm going to plead the fifth, and that ain't none of y'all business, okay? So, right. So most of you have a problem. Chanel, I have a problem too. We are the same. We're the same. Okay, Nitro, you doing good. You bought seeds on July 31st. It's all good. All good. Okay? All right. Meetings are on Wednesdays. Hey, it's okay to buy seeds. Let me tell you what I have discovered in buying seeds, right? If it's something that I really like, I plant a lot of it. So then I run out of seeds faster. There are some seeds that I buy that I want to try. So I may only buy 1 pack of that, right? Nisi says, I have a problem and you're not ashamed. Me neither, Nisi. That's why, like, I think somebody in chat was like, oh, it's a sale, da 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 da. And I was like, I think I might have told him, you must be new here because you know I'm going to buy some seeds. I'm just tightening up some loose ends and you give a lot away too. Yeah, I give away seeds. And here we go. So the reason why I ended with seeds, and we're gonna go back to some stuff. So let's recap before we do some interactive things this morning. More interactive things, right? That's your story and you're sticking to it. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Right? So frost myth busting, right? Let's do that. Frost date equals your ground freeze date. That's false. Right? That's false. Your frost date is just the date that you should get a frost, right? Doesn't mean your ground is frozen. Unpopular opinion, grocery store garlic works fine. That's false because you don't know what chemicals those sprouts or garlic is treated with, right? That's false. Light frost kills kale. That's also false. It improves it and sweetens it. It crystallizes and sweetens it. Um, it was Ali. He's a bad seed influence. There you go. Shame on you, Ali. I bought some of them Dollar Tree seeds. It was only 12 packs. They was gutted. They was like 15 cents. I didn't make it to the Dollar Tree sales. I didn't make it there. You're clearing out seeds as you speak. I'm going to go through my seeds in a minute. And we're going to go through some stuff. So what I like to do before I buy seeds, especially for the fall, I have a whole seed container that should be most of my... You had great success with store garlic. That's good. That's why I said it's just my opinion, right? And there's also a flower, getting hot again. There's a flower that I want to plant. Did you guys see my post yesterday with the Zenita rose flower? So that flower, let me bring my chair over. That flower I planted from seed. I think it's from, I don't know if it's from Baker Creek or where I got it from. Let me see from my seed boxes here. So there's one that has flowers. Here we go. And the reason why I bring up seeds, and let me move this stuff. They never brought up my pebbles, so we don't get a chance to put my coleus in the pot. So check this out. Let me go through this before I go through these seeds. Let me put this here. Right? I'm all over the place right now. But I want to show you guys something. So if you were late to the stream, right? If you were late to the stream, there's a couple things. That in my gardener sale that Ali told us about was a serious trap. We completely got sucked in and you don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about it either. Okay? So, I have carrot seeds out. If you were a wee bit late to the stream and you're just joining us, my organization makes you ashamed. I'm organized, but not that organized. Toss that over there. All right. So if you were late to the stream, I'll show you what I did yesterday. Remember we were talking about those pebbles? So I think they said about halfway full. I have like a plant stand over there. I'm going to put half pebbles in here and then water, right? And if you've been paying attention to the channel, like if you're not new here, I took these cuttings from my GreenStalk. So you kind of see the roots there. See the roots? So I'm going to take these cuttings, I'm going to put them in pebbles and water and put them on the plant stand. So coleus can be a house plant for the winter time. So because the coleus is going to die back in my GreenStalk, I wanted to save some of them for the house. So we're going to try. You know that I'm not a houseplant person, but we're going to try. So nothing beats a failure but a try. And what I'm going to do is buy more of these jars if it works. If it works, I'm going to buy more of these jars. And when I go over to the house, I'm going to root more coleus, right? So that we can preserve some for next year. So let me show you the pebbles. The only reason why I'm not doing this on stream today, and I may do it on stream another day, is because my family did not wake up this morning and bring me a bowl so that I could wash these pebbles off with. But I'll show you the pebbles again. Right? So these are the pebbles. I'm also going to try to use these in my hydroponics. So I'm going to take the baskets and I'm going to put pebbles in them. And I'm going to put some seeds in the window. And if they sprout, I'm going to put this root of them in the pebbles in the baskets. So let me just give you a show here, right? So I'm going to try to do, and I heard that I can also use the pebbles for the cracky method. So I'm going to put the pebbles in the baskets and I'm going to root them in the window. Yes, I'm going to take a zippy lock bag and I'm going to put them in there. And so I'm going to put the root of it inside of the basket and put them in the hydroponic system, right? So you're becoming a houseplant mom and a flower girly girl. You're loving, yes. So that flower that you guys saw on my post is one of the flowers that I grew in hydroponics last season. And I planted it out, I want to say, when I did my first planting of flowers. I have to go back and look at my channel when I planted it out. And it's been booming all season. So that plant in particular, I'm going to probably order more seeds, or not even order more seeds. I'm going to take one of the flowers off as it dies back. It's illegal in Virginia. Okay. I'm going to take one of the flowers as it dies back. And then I'm going to try to collect the seeds from it, so I never have to buy those seeds again. But let me show you the seed packet really quick. Put this back. Okay. So this is the zinnia box. Let me show you. Oh, it's right on top too. So there's a bug in here. All right. So I'm going to take the flowers off. How much did I pay for this pack of seeds? Is it on the back? I paid $4, and it was worth it. This is the plant, but if you look on my post, it's much more beautiful than what's on this seed packet. So, and I wonder if they can grow inside. So it says direct sow after last spring frost. I did not direct sow. Full sun, rich soil, moderate moisture to attain perfection. Cut frequently or remove spent flowers. And I've been removing the spent flowers for the highest production. I wonder if it could be a house plant. Soft pink blooms evoke timeless European garden charm. Compact and easy to care for. Perfect for pots or borders, offering a delicate glow wherever they bloom. Fast growing, quick to flower. They bring romantic. So yeah, this flower is beautiful, right? Don't know if I can grow it inside. The other flower that you guys may have seen on my channel is this zinnia. So we've been about the zinnias this season. This is what's in the raised bed. I may have taken a picture of it. Don't know. If you follow me on Instagram, I know that you have seen this one because I did a short on it. So this was in my stories on Instagram. And this is the one that you guys have seen. I don't know if I posted this one on YouTube or not. But those are the 3 zinnias that I have in my garden. These 3. And they're beautiful. Gonna grow them again. Oh, I have 2 more that I have not grown. But I may look to grow these next season. So I think what I'll do is one color scheme for this house and another color scheme for the other house. So what I think I'm going to do is some of the flowers that are in that walkway area, that pink zinnia is the prettiest color zinnia you ever seen. The first one, like the compact one, or which one? This one right here. This is called the Pink Señorita. This one is the one you're talking about, Peach? Or the Zenita Rose, because this one, oh my God, it's just beauty compacted. I love it. Put that back down there. Thank you so much, Chanel, for the tulips. Your zinnia plant took forever to bloom. Oh, the salmon pink. Yeah, the Pink Señorita. Yeah, it's very, very pretty. Very pretty. It took forever to bloom. Yes. Okay. So we're going to put this up. I may record myself doing this whole process so that I can show you. And I'm going to be very transparent on the video. I do not know what I'm doing with these glasses and stuff. But we're going to try it. And if it works, I'm going to take more cuttings of things that I want to keep inside. So I need to... What I also found out about my croton plant over there that's sitting is there are 3 of them in that one thing. And I think I can separate them and have 3 separate plants. I'm scared to do that right now because I don't know how to take care of it regular. So splitting it, I don't want to send it to Glory. We don't want that plant to go to the king. We want to keep that plant. So until I figure out how to care for it properly, we're gonna try a new thing. So yeah, we're gonna put these pebbles, I think they said halfway, and then put water halfway, and try to root them with the pebbles and sit them on my plant stand. Just so that I can have some color. And if they work in my office, I'll spread them around the house. So we'll have coleus all around the house. And if it works this year, we'll try different color coleuses for the following years, right? So it's worth it a try. And what I also was thinking I was trying was the smaller ones. So I have the smaller ones. I might try to put like mint and basil to keep inside for the wintertime. So we'll see. Let me put these pebbles back. But what I really wanted to do was, because I think for the next couple weeks, one per stream, I hope it works too. You got to see how, oh, what kind of pet do you have, Keisha? So let me put these up. So I have what do we call, this box right here is where, Peach, I can honestly say you're very right. I'm very organized. This seed box is all flowers, right? All flowers, and it's alphabetized by flowers. So I have the bachelor's buttons, all these other things, but there are flowers here that I didn't get to grow this season, right? So for example, there's one packet of seeds in here for this, Canterbury bells. I wanted to grow them, didn't have time, right? So I think what I'm gonna do is, at some point, I'm gonna go through my seeds, see what I'm actually going to plant versus not. And that's the key. We know that I plant a lot of marigolds. My marigolds made me a little mad this year because they grew out of control. The one plant that I know for sure that I need to buy more seeds of, or if anybody has them, are snapdragons. I need more snapdragons. I should probably start writing myself a list. Where's my pen? So before I go to seed buying, right, I'm going to write a list of seeds that I know that I need, right? In terms of flowers, I know that I need snapdragons. Hey, LGG. Keisha, I just read what she said. She goes, I have a husband and a cat, both messing everything that ain't their plant business. She says a husband. I said, what kind of animals do you have? She said a husband and a cat. So I know I need snapdragons. And I know I need bush beans. Snapdragons, bush beans, they're where yes, I want to go in to the seed buying process with a plan, right? I don't need sunflowers. I didn't get a chance to plant my pansies this season. My nasturtiums did bad this year, but I have enough of them. I have zinnias. I might buy some more zinnias. I like the way zinnias look. I may transition. So the thing is, I'm trying to figure out if the bees like the zinnias as much as they like the marigolds. And the marigolds serve a purpose, in my opinion, with the tomatoes and stuff. So I'm going to keep the marigolds, but I think I'm going to intermingle or mix in the marigolds with the other stuff. I'm not seed shopping. I'm writing lists this time. So Diva, she says, good morning. I know you're not shopping this morning. I'm not shopping yet, right? And if I was shopping, I'm not ashamed. I'm going to say it with my chest. I'm not ashamed. I will go in and buy some seeds. You can't grow nasturtiums to save your life. Your zinnias did not come up. Oh, wow. I had great success with zinnias this season. These squirrels keep tearing the tops off your sunflowers. Yeah, they like sunflowers. I meant to tell you that. I grew some zinnias before, and they was in there tearing it up. So that's enough to flower. This is the flower box. And without even looking at the labels through the box, I know it's my flower box. You know why? Because I have the honeybee on it, because I use that for pollinators. None of your zinnias came up except for a couple of volunteers. Yeah, I'm unapologetic. I like buying seeds. I'm going to buy the seeds. I'm going to do it. All right. So this is the box that we were really supposed to be opening. You don't. Why didn't you like nasturtiums? I like nasturtiums. Well, I like the way nasturtiums look, but they just didn't do great for me. Yeah, Marigirls was a hit, very bad this season, but you didn't have many hornworms. I didn't have any hornworms, and I planted basil and marigolds with my tomatoes. Where's the mods? What happened? Did I miss something? Oh, let me see. Let me see. What did I miss? Yeah, I'm not planting marigolds in my green stalks again. The carrots don't get along. I'm unapologetic. I'm also going to report that one. There we go. Report. There we go. All right. I got it. And so what I do is we had one troll this morning, one troll this afternoon. We're almost done. I just want to go through my brassica seed packet. And yeah, we report. Okay, yeah, I reported them. So hopefully they go into YouTube jail. All right. So here's what I want to do. So there are a lot of brassicas. I think Chanel must have got them, brother. Um, you over there playing your little game? So here are my brassicas, right? And there are some brassicas that are aged in here. And I still got some beets left. And they getting out of here. And I have a seed container that says miscellaneous or giveaway. So these beets, Chiyoga, Ruby Queen, more Ruby Queen, Cylindria, Chiyoga, Detroit Red. These all going in my giveaway pile. And the reason why I'm doing this is because even though I have never, I'm not buying, I'm buying the little seeds. I'm not buying them yet, right? So I'm gonna keep the golden ones, right? Because I heard that I'm gonna like them roasted. But all these other beet seeds, and I'm gonna rename this one. I'm telling you my idea. I'm gonna take this label off of here, and I'm gonna put the beet seeds in a. Don't give away them perfectly good beet seeds. Listen, people keep describing beets as tasting earthy. In chat, what do I say when people tell me something tastes earthy? What do I correlate that to? I correlate it to dirt. So if you tell me something tastes earthy, I think it tastes like dirt. Right? So, right, Peach. If it says earth, if you tell me something tastes earthy, I think it tastes like dirt. So I have my broccoli seeds. Oh, I just spilt my broccoli seeds. Thank you. Habitual, she said, I very much liked Wife Denise Leaves while I get ready for lunch. Listen, I just spilled some seeds, and I'm going to put them back in here and fold down the, here we go. We don't want to, so the beets can stay. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, good morning. So yeah, so the seeds are going to go in a giveaway. Oh, let me not put the beet seeds in there with the broccoli. She says, so is that your personal opinion, Jamia? Because people keep telling me I'm gonna have a giveaway box, And when seed miss happens, or when I do giveaways on the channels, we go into that giveaway box to figure out what seeds people are getting. Now, I just haven't been successful on Brussels, so we're going to leave the Brussels to see what happens. What I'm doing here, y'all, is good morning, good morning. Golden beets, much less earthy. Those are those beet seeds are what's left in the beet seed box. I'm folding these over so that I don't have any mishaps. See what I'm doing? Folding them over so they don't spill out like I just had happen. So the Brussels can stay, but I also noticed last week, let me leave out one of these. Hello, hello, everybody that's coming. I'm gonna take these out, right? The golden beets. I'm gonna try the golden beets, right? Cabbages we can leave. So I don't remember what this box was for, but it was for something that I gave away last week. When I don't want seeds, they getting given away. But that's why I'm writing a list, so that the seeds that I do want, I could do it. Here's my problem, and I think Tag sent me some Swiss chard. I grew the Swiss chard, and I ate some of the Swiss chard. And guess what, y'all? Clearly, I don't know how to make Swiss chard. So somebody gonna have to send me some recipes, or else I'm gonna have to send Tag and everybody else some Swiss chard, because they taste very earthy, and I don't like it. It's beautiful though. I like the way Swiss chard looks. I don't know. It's your fault you bought so many seeds at the In My Garden sale while you was on that flight. I take full responsibility, and I hope you like those seeds you bought. She said it's my fault. Actually, it's not my fault. It's Nitro's fault, because had he not said it in the chat, because apparently he was new here, I wouldn't have gone on there and bought them seeds. I'm in here looking at this corn. So let me tell y'all something. This Orchard Baby sweet corn is the corn that I planted this season. They are super tiny. I don't want these seeds. They are going in the giveaway pile. Only this corn, though. Only this one. The corn that I didn't get a chance to plant was the peaches and cream, and the silver corn and the candy sweet corn. I didn't get a chance to plant that. I ran out of time this season. So we're going to try again for corn next season. All my fault, and thank you, Ali. It's Ali's fault. It's Ali and my fault. I take it, right? Oh man, we over time, y'all. So what I'm going to do after stream is I'm going to wash off these pebbles, and I'm probably going to do a video. Actually, Orchard Baby Tiny makes sense. I didn't know it was that tiny though, Habitual. I didn't know it was that tiny. Where do these carrot seeds go? They're missing out of their box. So what I'm gonna do is, so for you members, I'm glad your chard didn't go through last week when the sale was happening. Like I said, it could be a me thing. It could be that I don't know how to cook them properly. But I'm gonna tell you, I like the way Swiss chard looks. It's very pretty. I don't like how it tastes. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to harvest some more Swiss chard, and if I don't like it, it's got to get up out of here. I'm going to send it to y'all. Here is the giveaway pile so far. I need to find me a little baggie to put these in. Some of the seeds are old, so like I said, you couldn't find your card. Gotcha. That's also a good thing for you. So yeah, I'm gonna find a bag, and these are gonna go in giveaway. After stream today, if I have time, I will record me putting these coleus. I'll record me putting these coleus inside these glass bottles that I bought with the pebbles. So to confirm, I don't know, I'm gonna have to go back in my chat and look. To confirm, I should only fill these with, mix it with the other greens. Okay. I should only fill these halfway and put water in them, and then put the roots down in there. we're going to try it. We're going to see what happens. And hopefully it doesn't look icky, because if it looks icky, I'm going to put it in the garbage. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. Members, stay tuned. I have a members only video. You get a sneak peek as to what the backyard here looks like currently. So this week, I'm happy, excited, anxious to say this week, tomorrow is my podcast, the final podcast of the season, right? So we put a little twist on it. You'll see the twist. I've been dropping little shorts of me talking about gardening and stuff. Um, and you'll see the surprise tomorrow. So there's that. Later today, you'll see me talk about the seed tray back there. That is going to drop today. But for the podcast, keep in mind it's the final episode of season 1. I'm going to sit back and reevaluate how season 1 went, right? I'm going to sit back and evaluate who I want on season 2. We're going to do it again, season 2. I don't know if I'm going to wait until 2027 for season 2 or if I'm going to do a fall season 2. I haven't decided yet. If you have any suggestions as to who you would like to see on the podcast, drop it in my email. I like suggestions, but let me caveat it by saying this. I can reach out to a gardener. It is up to them to accept, right? I don't mind sitting down with any gardener. It's up to them to accept. There have been people who I have reached out to as a suggestion and they declined. So, like I said, I'm very excited, very anxious. It was a great conversation. We got in depth and we got a little personal on my podcast that's dropping tomorrow. So I hope you all tune in. Drop some comments on what you think. The comments make me happy. I love it. I love when you guys interact with the content. It'll be a video dropping today. And members, your members only video will be dropping today at some point too. I'm trying to see if I'm going to add some more clips to it, but we will see. So we've done a lot today. We talked about the coleus. We talked about fall and getting ready. We talked about seeds. We talked about grow zones. We talked about a little bit of the data behind it. So next week, drop me an email or in Discord if you have any topics. The one topic that I know I want to talk about are the pests. Which ones are good? Which ones are bad? Or if there are any in the middle. So we're going to talk about that pretty soon. I don't know if it'll be next weekend or not. But thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you go out and garden. The weather looks nice here today, so I'm going to go out and garden. And until next weekend or until I see you in someone else's live stream or in my comments, I will see you guys next weekend. Have a great week on purpose. Do something great. And remember to drop some seeds, and nothing beats a failure but a try. So try something new. Okay? Peace out, everybody.